Hi guys, my name's Tatiana Medintseva and you are on my crochet channel. In this video I want to show you how to make such a beautiful lion. The height of the toy is about 30 centimeters or 12 inches. The toy turned out really cool. I have already had a similar lion in a larger size. Big lion requires a lot of yarn. For such a lion, one skein of yarn may be enough. If you would like the crochet pattern for this toy in PDF format, you can purchase it from my Etsy shop. I will leave the link in the description under the video. Also, if you just want to say thank me for the free masterclasses on YouTube, you can also purchase this pattern, version available in 3 languages. I would like to immediately say a huge thanks to all my subscribers for your activity, for your likes and comments under my videos. Thank you very much to everyone who subscribes to my channel. I'm always glad that I have you, and it inspires me to create more and more new toys. Thanks also to everyone who buys my PDF patterns on Etsy. There are a lot of you too, and I see you. Thank you for doing this, thank you for reading. I'm glad I have you. I use Himalaya Dolphin Baby yarn. Now for the lion I'm using color number 365. In principle, one skein of yarn should be enough to crochet this toy. But it's possible that it won't be enough for someone. It depends on your crochet density. Therefore, you may need a little more than one skein. We will also need some white yarn for the muzzle. For the mane, I use Yarnart Jeans Plus yarn. I also use this yarn for tightenings on arms and legs. Yarn number 70, brown. Eyes on a secure mount. Here they are 12 millimeters. Nose, 29 millimeters on a secure mount, smooth, black. For those from Ukraine, all the necessary accessories can be purchased from my store. You will find the link in the description under the video. Hook number 4, stitch marker, scissors, filler. We start making the toy from arms and legs, then we will attach them to the body. The head is crocheted separately and then also sewn to the body. The ears and tail are also sewn on. We start crocheting a line from the arms, hook number 4. I will attach a video for beginners in the upper right corner, where I show in more detail and tell you how we crochet. We make a loop and 2 chain stitches, and in the first chain stitch we make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the second row we make 6 increases. In each stitch there are 2 single crochets. At the end of the row there will be 12 single crochets. Here is the first increase, the second increase, the third increase, the fourth increase, the fifth increase, and the last 6th increase. In the third row we make 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 6 times. At the end of the row there will be 18 single crochets. We simply crochet a combination of 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. The third row is completed. In the fourth row we make 2 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 6 times. At the end of the row there will be 24 single crochets. In the fifth row we make 24 single crochets. We crochet ourselves the 2 rows that I told you. This is what the future arms looks like now. Turn it right side out. In the 6th row, we make 10 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times just until the end of the row. We make 1 single crochet, put a marker and continue further. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And make 1 decrease, this is the first time. And 1 more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 decrease is the second time. The 6th row is done. In the 7th row, we make 9 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times just until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 20 single crochets. Row 7 is ready. In the 8th row, we make 8 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 18 single crochets. The 8th row is ready. In the 9th row, we make 7 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 16 single crochets. This is what crocheting looks like now. In the 10th row, we make 6 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 14 single crochets. The 10th row is done. In the 11th row, we make 5 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 12 single crochets. The 11th row is ready. In the 12th row, we make 4 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 10 single crochets. From the 13th to the 18th row inclusive, we make 10 single crochets in each row. During the crocheting process, add filler to the arm. There is no need to add a lot of filler. The paw should be soft, we just need to create a shape. We add filler to the already made part of the arm, and then, in the process of crocheting new rows, we also add filler. We independently crochet these 6 rows of 10 single crochets, add filler. This is the arm I have got for the lion. We make a slip stitch in the next stitch and cut the thread. There is no need to leave the long end of the thread. We pull out and tighten the thread, hide the end of the thread inside the arm. Add more filler as needed to the upper part of the arm. You don't need to add a lot of filler. The second arm for the lion is crocheted in exactly the same way. I have already made the second arm for the lion. In the next step we will make the legs for the lion. Let's start making the legs for the lion. Let's start as usual, loop and 2 chain stitches, and in the first chain stitch we make 6 single crochets. In the second row we make 6 increases. In each stitch there are 2 single crochets. At the end of the row there will be 12 single crochets. In the third row we make 12 increases. We also make 2 single crochets in each stitch. At the end of the row there will be 24 single crochets. In the fourth row, we make 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 12 times. At the end of the row, there will be 36 single crochets. In the 5th and 6th row, we make 36 single crochets in each row. We simply make 1 single crochet in each loop. You can put a marker here so you don't get confused. So I have made 1 single crochet and put a marker. Mark the beginning of the row. This is what the future leg of a lion looks like now. The 4th row is made, 1 single crochet and 1 increase, 12 times. We crochet the next 2 rows ourselves with the 36 single crochets in each row. This is what crochet looks like now. In the 7th row, we make 12 single crochets at the beginning of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we need to make 6 decreases in a row. Here we make decreases behind the front wall of the loop. Here is the first decrease, the second decrease, the third decrease, the fourth decrease, the fifth decrease, and the last 6th decrease. This is what the lion's leg looks like now, and until the end of the 7th row we make 12 single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At the end of the 7th row we have 30 single crochets. In the 8th row we make 8 single crochets at the beginning of the row. One single crochet is done, rearrange the marker and continue further. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need to make 2 decreases. Here is the first decrease, the second decrease. Now we make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here again we need to make 2 decreases in a row. Here is the first decrease, and here is the second decrease. This is how beautiful it turns out, and until the end of the 8th row it remains to make 8 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is how the leg turns out. At the end of the 8th row we have 26 single crochets. I am sharing this information for those who are counting the number of stitches at the end of the row. You often ask to voice the number of stitches in a row, but personally I never count the stitches when a row is done. In the 9th row we make 7 single crochets at the beginning of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again we make 2 decreases in a row. Here is the first decrease, the second decrease. Now we need to make 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again we make 2 decreases. The first decrease, the second decrease, and 7 single crochets until the end of the 9th row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything is correct. I recommend that you count the stitches in the same way during crocheting, and then everything will be clear. This is what the tiger's leg looks like at the moment. Now we have 22 single crochets in the 9th row. In the 10th row, we make 6 single crochets at the beginning of the row, 2 decreases here, 2 single crochets, 2 decreases, 6 single crochets to the end of the 10th row. At the end of the row there will be 18 single crochets. So let's do the 10th row together. 6 single crochets at the beginning of the 10th row, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we make 2 decreases. Here is the first decrease, the second decrease. Now again we make 2 single crochets. Now again 2 decreases. The first decrease, the second decrease. And 6 single crochets until the end of the 10th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have already done the 10th row. This is what a lion's leg looks like. In the 11th row we make 4 single crochets at the beginning of the row. We rearrange the marker to control ourselves. The crocheting is directed diagonally, and the marker helps you avoid mistakes. I have made 1 single crochet, also move the marker and continue further. 2, 3, 4. Now we make 2 decreases. The first decrease, the second decrease. Now we make 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Now you make 2 decreases again. The first decrease, the second decrease, and 4 single crochets until the end of the 11th row. 1, 2, 3, 4. We finished near the marker, which means everything was done correctly. In total, in the 11th row we have 14 single crochets. In the 12th row we make 5 single crochets at the beginning of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we make 2 decreases. The first decrease, something doesn't work out. The second decrease. The second decrease is done. And 5 single crochets until the end of the 12th row. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm showing you what the lower part of a lion's leg looks like. Now we have 12 single crochets in a row. From the 13th to the 24th row inclusive, we make 12 single crochets in each row. Now we will make this long part of the leg. We have already done the foot of the leg. Now we will make this long part from the 13th to the 24th row inclusive of 12 single crochets. I recommend making the 13th row and add filler to the finished part of the leg. Next we will crochet 1 single crochet into each stitch without changes and gradually add filler. We crochet ourselves from the 13th to the 24th row inclusive. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We pull out the thread a little and add filler to the lower part of the foot, and after that we continue further. Distribute the filler evenly inside the foot to form a beautiful shape. There is no need to make the leg very tight. Especially for this purpose, I show how much filler I am adding. In the process of crocheting this long part of the leg, we also add filler. I also add filler to the long part. The leg is made up to the 24th row inclusive, the filler is added. In the 25th row, we make 4 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 2 times until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 10 single crochets. I'll show you that I also crochet on the diagonal. Many people ask me how I do that it doesn't go diagonally. In fact, it also goes diagonally for me, since we are crocheting in a circle, and this is normal. If you start moving the marker up the rows, the first stitch in the row moves to the right. We return to the leg, we make a combination 4 single crochets and 1 decrease twice. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 decrease. This is the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 decrease. This is the second time. Slip stitch into the next stitch and cut the thread. Pull and tighten the thread, hide the end of the thread inside. The second leg for the lion is crocheted in exactly the same way. Add filler as needed. After the 2 arms and 2 legs for the lion are ready, we will make the body and attach the finished parts. To be continued in the next part. I wish you all the best and bye-bye!